So today we've got something a bit different for you. C90 content, not today, I'm afraid. I bought this little axe on eBay, 10 quid, cheap as chips. I've always wanted a little axe like this for bushcraft. You know, just for chopping kindling and making steaks and things. Because it's not heavy, I can put it on my backpack. Yeah, it's had a hard life, it really has. It obviously started life as a hammer, like that, and they've cut the ball peen off, heated that up in like a forge or something, maybe got the local blacksmith to do it, and flattened that end out to form the blade. That's what it is. It's not. It was never an axe, and somebody's made not a particularly nice job of hacking at it with a grinder, or may have done it by hand with a great big file. Who knows? I'd love to know the backstory behind it. But anyway, I'm going to make it nice, and I'm going to make it mine. I'm going to slim it down through there. It'd be nice to have a taper, but whoever's ground this has made it too thin now. But I'm going to try and blend that as best I can, and that should, and put a nice edge on it. Obviously, maybe put a new handle on it. I'm not sure about that. I have got a hammer surplus to requirements. I've got loads of hammers, and I don't need any. You know, I don't need this one. I actually loathe claw hammers, but it's got a nice handle on it, a nice hickory handle. So I might just sacrifice this hammer for its handle and put it on there, because that's loose anyway. So the first thing to do is maybe take the handle off, or just hit it as it is. Hit it with a grinder. It's got some initials on there, SH. It won't have by the end of it, they're coming off. So the first job, trying to smooth this out and get rid of some of these marks. You can see it's had a bit of a butchering in its time. Whoever did it didn't have much pride in what they were doing. But I'm going to try and make it nice. Right, let's crack on with it. So I'm wearing the appropriate PPE, got my overalls on. Somebody did moan at me the other day for working in my nice green coat. If I had a mum, she would have moaned at me as well. So I've got my two grinders out. I've got a really coarse grinding disc. That will really rip it off, but I've got to be careful with it. And the other mini grinder with a fairly smooth disc on it. It's the same one I used for the debranding of that little cover. Might need a new disc on there, but that's not clogged up with aluminium, so the WD-40 trick does really work well. Bring you in closer for a better look. There, can you see all right? I'm going to put some gloves on as well. So cover your ears and your eyes, there's going to be lots of sparks. So you can see we're getting there. Much better than that side. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Still got more grinding to do. It's really tough. You can see the colour of the sparks. You can sort of tell what sort of metal it is, what sort of steel. Engineer Andy will know. Stick it in the comments, Andy, what you think that is. I've got a suspicion it might be cast steel, or is it forged steel? Andy will know. So we're getting there. I'll just get the worst of it off with this disc, because it does really put some deep scratches in it. I'll do the same with that side. So I've had a good go at it both sides. Done a little bit on here, but I want to reshape this a little bit, and to do that I do need to take the handle off. It's pretty knackered in there anyway, so before I start finishing that, I can put it in the vise and smack the handle off. Hopefully it won't put up too much of a fight. Got to have a new handle now. Yeah, we've got a proper little wedge. Yeah, we can reuse that. I'll put it in the vise like that. Grind it some more. So we've got our rough shape now. See, it's a lot slimmer, nice and tapered. I'll put a bit more of an edge on there. I might even taper that off rather than have like a Scandi grind. Yeah, might just taper that so it's smooth. I've got to try and get that deep scratch out there, deep gouge, and these deep gouges. Might not be able to get those out. I think that side will be all right. Put a new disc on there. That side's come up lovely. So we've got our basic shape done now. I've done the worst of the grinding. Got most of the marks out, couldn't get them all out there. Tapered it off, cleaned up that bit there. Got the old initials off. I've got a rough bevel on an edge there, so it's all looks nice and even. I'm going to attack it with the orbital sander now. Just smooth it off. So we're getting there. Can still see some marks on there, but I'm going to have to live with those. Just a case of plugging away with the grinder now, the sander. Yeah, quite pleased with that. So we're nearly there with it. I'm just doing a bit of hand finishing now. Don't expect it to be a Rolls Royce finish. It's going to get some abuse out in the woods, isn't it? no point in being too fussy with it. So I can't get the worst of those deep grooves out, but the majority of it is gone. A few marks on there, but we'll just call that character. Hey. I think I'm going to call that done in a minute. I'm not going to do much more to it. You know, you could spend hours hand finishing. But it was never going to be anything special, was it? Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. That's as good as I'm going to get it anyway. So I've got the, I've cut the sacrificial hammer. Don't care about that. That can go in the bin. Yeah, it's quite a nice handle, that. So it's just a case now of getting that to fit in there. So it'll go in that side because that's tapered out there, and I'll put a cut in the end and put that wedge in to make it expand back into that taper. So I need to grind a bit or sand a bit off there. I've got the perfect machine for that. Come over to the other bench. So I've got this machine here. I bought this to do a bit of knife making. I've made a few knives. Very similar sort of thing to this, really. So I'll put that on there. It should be quite easy to take that down to size, shouldn't it? So I think I'll put the extractor fan on for this one. Suck the dust out. So we're almost there with it. Very close. Right, I think I'm just going to hammer that in there. Right, if you could hold that for us. Oh, you won't be able to, will you? To do it myself. So I'm just going to smack that in there. Could do with a press or something to press that in. Right, so this is the biggest, or the heaviest hammer I've got. So I found a bigger hammer. Going to get the big guns out. There, you will go on there. Oh. Blimey. Right, I've got to clean up the damage I've done to that now. It's just peeled a bit of the wood back. I should have just took a bit more off. That's me all over that. He's too impatient. It'll never come out again, that's for sure. Not in a million years. Right, let's put our wedge in while it's here. If I can find it. Found it. That'll be a tricky little job getting that just right. This is my sort of hammer, like an engineering hammer. That used to belong to my brother Jeffrey. Holds fond memories, that does. I don't think he really needs this. No, it doesn't need it, does it? I doubt if I'll find that again. I'm not even going to bother looking for it. I'm going to call that done. So we've got a nice edge on there. That's pretty good, that is. Not worrying about the wedge in there, because Christ, that isn't, no way is that coming out. It's as tight as anything. So I've got some teak oil here. I think it's teak oil, yeah, teak oil. Put some teak oil on the handle. Oh, that smells lovely. Can you smell that? Wow. So that'll soak in and protect the handle. I'm going to wipe it on the blade as well. Yeah, let's just test it out on a bit of wood. Can you see that? Zoom back out. Yeah, crikey, that's really sharp. This is what I want it for. Just little jobs like that. And splitting a bit of kindling. So there we have it. A finished Bushcraft axe, or as finished as I'm going to get it anyway. I slimmed the handle down a bit, just took a bit off there. Fits my hand a bit better. A lot better than when it started anyway. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Next time you see it, it'll be out in the bush somewhere. In the bush. We're not in Australia. We'll be, yeah, I'll be out doing a wild camp soon. So that's when you'll see it. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Cheerio. Let's get these overalls off.